We've put together this short video to provide an overview on how our vMix system works. The vMix is the production platform that we use for your speakers, panelists, chairs, and any video content that could be involved in your event. The output from the vMix is then streamed to the delegate platform to view. To access the vMix, you'll be provided with a unique link every time you dial in and a specific time to dial in at. Note that this link will be allocated to you for the duration of the time that you're required for, and other speakers out with your time slot will be using this link. Hence the reason it's really important that you dial in at the correct time on the specified link. Chrome is the best browser to access the vMix system from. When you reach the vMix system, this is what you would see. I'll now hand over to Graham, who will explain some more of the setup.
What you can see now in front of you is what we refer to as a multi-view, because you have got multiple views on your screen. In the top row there are two larger boxes. The left hand side of those has a green stripe across the top and is what we refer to as preview, so that usually suggests what the output will be next. To the right of that is a box with a red stripe across the top and the word output in it. The output box, as mentioned earlier, is what gets streamed to where the delegates will view the event. So the easiest thing to remember, if you can see yourself in that red box, the audience can see you also. Underneath those two larger boxes are 8 smaller boxes, currently populated with other members of the call, the operator, and previews of the VT. These will be populated to suit the event. For example, if you had 8 callers, these would represent all 8 callers. Each person that dials into vMix has a little taskbar where they can do different things. There is the usual hang up the call, which is sort of a phone icon. There is a mute microphone button, a mute camera button. One button which is quite different to other platforms is there is a green box. If you can press that for me, you will notice that a view of yourself has disappeared on the screen. How this system works is that the information all comes into our system, is processed and returned back to you as a streamed video feed. So you'll notice there's a slight lag on the input you're viewing, but that is all processed at the receiving end and everything is in sync. What that green button does, that green button turns off your live webcam view. That one is in sync because that is just showing what your webcam can see. Most users turn it off once they understand how the system operates. Next to the green button there would be a full screen button if you wanted to put the view in full screen. And finally next to that is there's a chat icon. If you press that chat icon, a tray will pop out where we can chat off air fully remotely from the delegates. This is only viewable to people on the vMix call. This can be useful for putting questions, timing notes, messages about mute, things like that. One thing to also note is that your mute audio and mute camera buttons fully override what the operator can do. If you have muted your microphone, the operator can't switch you back on. If you have muted your camera, the operator can't switch you back on.
So there are a number of different options as to what we can stream into the output box, which is on your top right with the red headline. Remember, this is always what's going live to the delegates. We've got a single shot, which you can see just now, so that could be suitable for the likes of your hosts or whoever's introducing your sessions. We've got a double shot. So for example, if you were doing a fireside chat or if there are 2 chairs on your session, we could have their 2 images up there. We've also got a panel shot. So if this is going to be more of a discussion, we would have potentially everybody involved in that panel session on screen and going live to the delegates at the same time. But if it was more of a Q&A, we could potentially revert from the chair asking the question to that particular panelist, so you would then be going back to a single shot. We also do have the option of doing picture-in-picture, and that would be suitable, for example, if you had a presenter who was then delivering a keynote speech and they had content to support them. You've got the option of showing both of those at the same time. The speaker does not control directly their slideshow. We would have a copy of that and they'd be using a remote internet clicker to click through. The option is available to have all of the screen surround, the background, as you can see here, branded with your company colours, logo, etc. Hopefully that gives you a suitable overview and has jogged your memory if you've already seen the vMix system in action, and we look forward to seeing you on your event shortly.